Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. Interruption to the regularly scheduled programming. I actually had a video locked and loaded to go today on two of my lottery returns. There was actually a lottery that went yesterday, the day that I'm recording this. I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 29th. So you'll see here on my screen, I actually have the wrong window up because I wanted to start over here. So PSA is still doing these lottery events for the $50 card economy submission. I talked about this in different podcasts. I've talked about this in Discord. I've never made a video devoted to it, but I frequently will get answer or questions from people. Where's the link for it? How do I find it? How does it work? So I'm just going to do that today. I'm going to make a video that I can point people towards that just hopefully covers all these lottery events. If and when things change, I'll try to make an updated video more timely. It's been about 3 months of lottery events. I didn't think they'd go this long. I thought by now we'd kind of have this open to the public, but that said, the next likely scenario is that they're going to be doing lottery tiers for lower dollar amounts. So once 50 opens to the public, they might be lotterying off 40, 30, 25. So this might be kind of a more pertinent video over the longer term. Anyways, Twitter, Instagram, all their socials, they'll post about them a week or days before, kind of giving you the outline. Today's, as I'm recording this, Tuesday, March 29th was at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's a pretty common time. I'll go to the next tab if it'll let me. This is what the email looks like. So I'm on their email list. Some people that say they're on their email list, intend to be on their email list, don't get the emails. In any case, I'm going to show you how to find the link for the event without having this email. They used to post it in their Instagram stories. They don't always though. But yeah, if I were to click this link, let me go to the next tab. It'll come up at, yeah, here's the here's the link format. So it's wait.crowdhandler.com/PSA econ event, and then it's year-month-date. So as of today, again, March 29th that I'm recording this, this is the format. This is the layout. You can see it says event full because the event ended an hour ago now. But for the next one, March 31st, all I need to do is simply change these two. Since it's not March 31st yet, it'll just kind of get lost. It'll go to a page that looks like this. It'll feel like something's wrong. At 11 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday, March 31st, it's happened every time. Hopefully they don't change the link format moving ahead, but for 3 months, this has been the link format. So say it was going to be March 7th. I would just do that. I would navigate to it. Right now it's saying 404 not found. Interestingly, though, it's not saying 404 not found for the 331 because they must have it kind of ready and then it'll just launch at 11 a.m. Eastern Thursday. So yeah, for anyone unable to get those emails, anyone unable to like find an Instagram story or to find a link anywhere, you can't really copy and paste this because it's a video. If I remember, I'll leave this in the description. So you can just copy and paste it and then just change it to the day and the date. 2022, it's going to be that for a while. So just put the date, month, 2-day month format. So like 0304, and then the date. So now you've got where to find the schedule and you've got how to find the link if you're not getting the emails. Next thing I'm going to show you is a little bit of a discussion on the mechanics of the actual lottery itself. So on the last screen, when I showed you the link, it said event full because the event was over. Well, let's go back in time to an hour ago, hour and 10 minutes ago. This is what my screen looked like. You might wonder, why does this guy have 8 tabs open? Let me tell you why. I didn't create the game. I didn't create the rules, but early on, I found that if you open more than one browser, so you can't open like Chrome with 8 tabs in Chrome. They need to be different browsers, or at least like if you go from right to left here, I'm kind of covering up Chrome in the top right. Bottom right is Chrome incognito mode. So if you do browser and then incognito mode, you can get like 2 per browser that you have. So I have Chrome, and then I believe this one's Internet Explorer. Sorry, this one's Internet Explorer. I think this one is Edge, the new Microsoft browser. And then over here, all the way to the left is Firefox. So however many browsers you have access to, you have that many chances times 2, because use the regular browsing mode and then use incognito mode. It treats those 2 separately because of how cookies are stored or whatever, stored or not stored. And at this stage in the game, you do not need to be logged in. So I was logged in the top right here into Chrome because that's my default browser. I was logged in. You'll see I recorded my screen for 30 minutes because I was eating lunch. But I literally set up my computer about 8 to 10 minutes before the event went live. You have an hour. So when it starts when noon is the allocation event, the lobby will open at 11, and you have a 1-hour window to get in. And then once these clocks go to 0, they do basically a random number generator. Say there's 20,000 people in there, you'll get a number between 1 and 20,000, and that will be your that'll be your space in line to see if you get the allocation. One kind of myth that I've seen out there, fairly prevalent. I've seen people saying, oh, right at 11 a.m., I'm going to have my browser open. I'm going to be the first one in, because then being the first one in, I'm going to be the first one in line. That's not how it works. Having 8 windows is going to help me demonstrate. One, it's going to give me 8 times the odds of getting an allocation, because I'm going to be given 8 random numbers throughout the distribution of however many people are in here. And 2, I'm going to be able to debunk the fact that, oh, if you're in there earlier, you get a better lower number. So all 8 of these, not at the exact same second, because that's impossible, but I open these all up within like 30 seconds of each other. And then just to be like slightly more sure that the time was tighter, I refreshed them all. Again, within probably 10 seconds, I refreshed all 8 windows. So you'll see that I got very different results. I'm not going to let this play through for another 5 minutes. I'm going to fast forward some. But as it gets down to 0, you'll see that it takes a little bit of time, and then it like calculates. For a short minute, it will be calculating your slot. And from there, let's fast forward about, shave off 10 seconds. So we'll watch these go to 0, and we'll kind of give you the experience of what you'd actually go through during one of these events. Today's event, just to fill the gap in time, today's event was for 20 cards. So you can see right now, all 8 of my windows went to calculating. I'm only logged in on 1. I've never been logged in on multiple, but it might be important to not be logged in on more than 1, because then the system might see, hey, this one account is trying to be in this event more than once. So you can see I've got some numbers popping up, pretty high numbers to start: 4,000, 5,000, 3,000, 281. So bottom left. When I came back to my computer screen earlier, I noticed that bottom left was one of the ones that won. We got 542 in the top right. That's pretty good. I guess I set it up so you couldn't even see what these 2 were. But so hopefully that kind of debunks the fact that the time you get in the lobby relates to the slot that you get, because these all went in around the same time. I've got some really good numbers. I've got some really bad numbers. And then from there, they give you an approximate wait time, 88 minutes for this one, 79 minutes. If you see a number that big, X out, try again tomorrow, try again for the next one, or just X out of those browsers, wait for one of these browsers to hit it. Because when one of them does hit it, all you need to do is log into that one. My top right happened to hit it, and I was already logged in there, so it gave me the allocations. And then that's it. I got 20 slots at the $50 per card tier that I can use anytime over the next 2 weeks. I'll just fast forward a little bit so you can see what the message looks like when you like successfully get an allocation. So yeah, that one's down to, yeah, I don't know if it counted all the way down to 0. It looks like it skipped the head at the end there. So yeah, it counted down to 61, and it told me, hey, my patience is paid off. I won the lottery. Now I can give PSA $1,000, 20 times 50, to grade 20 cards. Just to show you, I ended up winning 3 of my 8. So I guess if you weren't using the tactics here that I'm showing you in this video, you would have, by my numbers, by my data here, you would have had roughly a 37.5% chance. Increasing it to 8 tabs, I mean, I didn't make my odds 100%, but I made them pretty solid. And you can do this for as many browsers that you have times 2, and as many as devices as you have too. Like, this is one computer. I have a laptop. I have my wife's laptop, my phone. I didn't get that crazy with it. I've actually never lost. I haven't been entering these lotteries lately because middlemen are open and I've been submitting through them for 48 a card. I kind of ran out of what I want to send for 50. These ones that I won today, I'm not even going to be using likely. But I just wanted to put this video out there because it's been a really common question. How do I get into it? Where do I find the link? And yeah, hopefully I touched on everything. One thing that might come up, people might see this and they might think, this guy's cheating. Again, I didn't make the game. I didn't see any formal set of rules saying that you can't do this. My take is PSA's made this game that I'm not a big fan of. And if you want submissions, I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? If you wanna, they set up the game. We just we're living in their world, and this is what it is. If you don't like the thought of it, again, middlemen are open at $48 per card. Nick and I on our new Pokeflipz Podcast channel, link down below in the description, we're gonna have on Peter from Ludkins and Polaris, who works as a middleman, and he can kind of give us some more insight. Definitely check out the new channel, check out that podcast that's going to drop next week if you're interested. But yeah, this is my video that I'm going to point people to when they ask about any of these lottery events for the foreseeable future. I think this is what we're dealing with. So the more people find out about this, the less effective this is going to be, because out of these 5,000 people that were here, I was 8 of them. Was there really only 1,000 people with 8 tabs each? It becomes a silly game, but hopefully PSA will do something that kind of makes this all null and void. But for now, it is what it is. One thing I did want to cut back in with quickly, another question that I've received, where do the submissions go once I've won them? So this is where. I am on PSA's website. I simply went to the online submission center in the top right. You can hit that big green submit button. And then since I won that, you can hit the start button here. Since I won those 20 slots, they will be allocated to my account. If I proceed through here, regular cards for grading, no autograph. So economy tier. And you can see right here, you are using an allocation that is good for 20 items. You have 20 items remaining to submit. So once I submit the 20 Charizard, say I'm doing whatever the first Charizard that comes up, I add those in. If I try to add more, it should likely stop me. Yeah, so 0 items are remaining. So that's the way it works, just from a functional side. Anybody who's never won any of the slots, just to show you what it looks like, what you can expect to see. You go through like a normal submission, you print it all out. I've never really done a video on how to submit cards to PSA. Maybe I'll do that at some point, but most people doing this lottery type thing generally know. So yeah, that's what it looks like on this end. Just so you're familiar with that. And you can see right here, I have an incomplete submission, 20 allocated. If I delete that, it'll still show that I have an unused allocation right here. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to add in. I'll cut back to the video. With that, I think that pretty much wraps up everything I wanted to cover. I did have one thing I wanted to leave you all with, for anybody who might take offense to that or take offense to this strategy. Yeah, other than that, I will catch you all later, and I'll throw it over to Herm Edwards in closing.
Hello, you play to win.